Good morning, podcast superfans. Welcome to Going on Daily Live. I am your host, Becky, here with Captain Ron, which seems to be the usual duo, but that's okay.
Yeah, but you know what?
We have
I
good
have to
chemistry.
fight and claw my way to get on the show with you.
We have to fight and
I mean, we
claw.
always have a good time. We always have a good time.
We do have a good
And I
time. We've
love
got
the
good
background. I
chemistry.
love that background.
Yes, this is
Just the full
totally my
foliage.
wall and not an AI thing, even though when I move, it looks like that. Yeah.
So I love that. I can't wait today. Can't wait.
It's funny that I picked this November one with orange leaves and things like that when where I live it's snow already. So
Yeah, I would think so. Out there in
not a lot.
Alberta.
Not a lot of snow. Oh, my husband's bringing me my water. Thank you so much.
Can't
There
even
we go.
see him.
I know
Could
because of the
not even
background.
see
It's
him.
perfect. I know. All right, so yeah, we have a great show today. Starting off with some sad stuff, and then we'll get into some good stuff. But
Oh yeah.
that's okay. Just so everyone knows, we are on YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting. We are on Twitch, RI_broadcasting. We get a lot of viewers from Twitch somehow.
Chakra.
Patreon. What?
Chakra,
Oh, is that
Chakra
where?
underscore power. He's been with us
That's from
for,
Twitch.
I think, 18 months in a row that he's
Wow.
subscribed. So
Okay.
it's incredible.
Do you know anything about Chakra?
Yes, actually, he joins like all the shows,
Okay.
sporadically, of course, because of
Hmm.
work and
Yeah.
scheduling and stuff. But he's from Seattle, and
Nice.
so he joins like the sports show, but he's a
Okay.
gamer.
Cool.
So he plays all kinds of games. There's so many, it makes your head spin. But it's fun. It's fun. It's nice if you want to learn how to play a game, you can go and check him out, or just seeing how a game
Hmm.
plays.
Hmm.
You don't. I mean, you just might want to watch to see how it works.
I started to sign up for Twitch because I wanted to see what it was all about. And then I realized you needed to do it from a computer. Like it couldn't be done from your phone. At least that's what my phone said. It
Oh
said,
yeah, some of it is it's a little weird.
yeah.
But it's
So
meant
I
for
didn't do
people
it.
streaming gaming, but there are all kinds of podcasts and stuff like that on there.
So interesting. Well, I'm going to do it after the show since I'm on a computer right now. But yeah, Twitch, RI_broadcasting. Of course, you can check us out on Facebook where I watch the show. Just search up Rhode Island Broadcasting. You will find us. There's a
Oh
little
yeah,
red ring around our profile picture right now. It'll show that we are live. Just click on it, comment there. All
that's
your
right.
comments will pop up. I think the same with YouTube. Hey, when we're live, it'll just pop up the comments in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. I don't understand technology, but it
I
it works.
barely do.
It works. We're
Barely.
hanging on by a thread. Anyways, join us on Patreon, of course. Keep the show possible. Support us at RI Broadcasting. Get yourself a mug, some stickers.
Oh,
What else have you
yes.
got? Yeah, that mug. That's nice. I like that
Stickers,
graphic.
pins, pens, coasters. Eventually,
Perfect.
we'll have T-shirts. I
Nice.
mean, I could actually get them made now anytime I want to.
For sure.
So, I just gotta call the lady and make sure that she
Yeah.
gets the sizes and stuff like that. So I gotta figure out
Hmm.
how many I want and stuff like that. That's it.
Cool. So get yourself some swag from Going On
That's
Daily off
right.
of our Patreon. Okay, take us into it. We are starting off with some sad news here, a passing of a celebrity.
Yeah, hopefully he's not on that Diddy list, but
I'm pretty sure
um
he's on the Epstein list, but what do I know?
oh, that's a whole nother list too. Neither one you want to be on.
No.
But Quincy Jones passed away. He was 91 years old. This
Wow.
guy has done some landmark stuff, let me tell you. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, he's got 28 Grammys and an Emmy. So
Dang.
28 Grammys is
That's
nothing to,
nothing to sniff at. Yeah.
no, not at all. He's of course the producer of Thriller, Bad, and Off
Oh,
the Wall for
really?
Michael Jackson.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he's got writing he's done writing for film and TV scores, like Sanford and Son, you know.
Fresh
Uh
Prince?
no, not Fresh Prince. I
I
think that
thought.
was pretty much, well, maybe it was. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he talks about Quincy Jones either in the intro,
It
or I
might be.
name in the intro. I remember being a kid and watching it.
Yeah,
And
it's
all in
probably because he's got his hand in everything.
I'm
So,
gonna look it up while you're talking.
so he's done In the Heat of the Night. I believe that was with Sidney Poitier.
Oh wow.
Poitier. Roots, of course, he did the score for Roots.
Oh, I loved Roots.
The Wiz, The Color Purple. I mean,
Dang.
he's worked with Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, and Aretha Franklin, Dizzy Gillespie. So he's been in everything, right? All
Wow.
kinds
Yeah.
of music. And it's a big loss for the music industry. He was 91
Totally.
years old, and we also can't forget about We Are the World.
Is that Michael Jackson?
That was
Or
the
that was
song
like
with all the
everyone.
celebrities
Oh,
in that.
okay.
So Lionel Richie and Quincy Jones
Mm.
fronted that project,
Feels like a
and of course,
Bono thing.
it featured
Was
like
Bono there?
everybody, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You know, my boy Huey Lewis in the
Huey
News.
Lewis. Nice.
Cyndi Lauper was on that. Everybody was
Okay.
on it. Everybody was on it. So yeah, we lost a music legend.
Terrible.
And but he's lived a long life. 91. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's been doing music since like the 50s.
Wow.
Producing. I mean,
Wow.
the list was massive. It was
Mm-hmm.
massive. I couldn't even list everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
To interject here, I searched it up, and he was served as one of the executive producers of Fresh Prince. I knew I saw the name.
yeah, so I mean, he's done a lot of everything, and I'm sure there's tons of other TV shows as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, he was. That's who you go to, right? That's the
Legendary.
guy
Yeah.
that you went to if you wanted to make it in the music business. If he was
Yes.
producing it, you were probably doing all right.
Yes.
So as an unofficial top 5,
Mm-hmm.
Ron's top 5 and make an appearance, even though it's not an official.
Right.
So top 5 songs that he produced. And there's some good ones that I'm leaving off the list, but these I think were done so well. I have number 5, Just Once, with James Ingram.
I don't know it.
And number 4, The Girl Is Mine, with Michael and Paul McCartney.
Oh, okay.
Love that song.
I don't. Okay, so I'm unaging myself here. So I remember the Brandy and Monica version, "The Boy Is Mine" from the late '90s.
Oh yeah, no, this is before that. This
The
is
Girl Is Mine.
a little before that.
Interesting. Yes,
Little bit.
It's probably some '70s in there.
Number
Maybe
3,
80s.
Man in the Mirror. I think
Oh,
the
yeah,
words of that
MJ.
song is so great, and then the music to go on top of it. That song was just amazing. Number 2, We Are the World. I just mentioned that song. Was such a good cause. Hopefully, everything went to the right people. Just saying. And number 1, I could not put this at number 1. Thriller.
Yes.
Was such an impact of a song, and
Totally.
the dynamics of that whole song was just incredible. And he was the brains to that song.
Yeah.
And it speaks for itself, I guess. I mean, everybody knows the song. I mean, I don't think there's a soul on the planet that doesn't know that song.
No.
It's still played, of course, every October, all October.
I didn't hear it this year.
You didn't hear it this year?
No, not at all. I guess I wasn't
That's
listening to the right
surprising.
radio stations.
I mean, my favorite Halloween thing was Monster Mash. I mean, that was,
of course.
Yeah,
it's fun. Yeah, that and Thriller. You're right; those are fun. Yeah, well, that's a sad loss. His daughter is famous. His daughter is Rashida Jones. She's in a lot of stuff. She does not look anything like her dad. Let's say that. She obviously has a white mother because she's a lot lighter than Quincy Jones. So I didn't even put the two together and then I looked it up one day. But she's in, I think, what is it, Parks and Rec? Is that where she's from?
Yeah, that was a big time show too.
She was on The Office for a couple seasons as Jim's girlfriend. She came from when one of the branches shut down, she came over. She's on I Love You Man with Paul Rudd.
Oh
She's in
yeah,
great movie. She's in a lot of stuff. So if you
yep,
didn't know, that was Quincy Jones's daughter. Yes.
right. So this is what we bring everybody:
All this
information, some fun.
fun facts and
That's right.
knowledge.
That's right. So today is the 83rd episode, Becky. Can you believe that?
I cannot believe
83
that. Crazy.
and I named it 100 Ways because of Quincy Jones.
Okay.
That the song 100 Ways with James
Nice.
Ingram.
Okay. Cool. I need to hear that song. I'm not a huge James Ingram fan myself, but it's okay. He's a
You
legend.
know.
Quincy Jones, a legend. He will
Yes.
be terribly missed. I'm sure he wasn't doing a lot at 91. Let's be honest. He's probably enjoying having millions of dollars. But still
Making
tough.
appearances,
Yeah,
you
of course.
know.
It's still a
I
tough
know he
loss.
was I know he was still doing a lot of stuff 5 years ago. I know he
Really.
was doing a lot. He was still doing concerts and stuff like that. He still was
Celebrities
out
are
there.
crazy, man. Where do they find the energy? I'm 37 and I'm like, "Oh, I don't think I can adult today. I don't think
I
I
mean,
can
could
get
you
up on my head."
imagine? I mean, he stayed relevant for 70 years.
Yeah, wild.
That's incredible to me.
Hmm.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty unheard of for celebrities.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And I'm sure they'll have all kinds of specials for him in the
Oh, I'm
upcoming
sure.
months,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, the
And
Grammys are coming up
deservedly
in the new
so
year.
if he hasn't done anything wrong, of course. I'm very skeptical now of everybody. So,
I
um
want to say he's on the Epstein list. I don't know. If
yeah,
if
I hope
Kenny was
not.
here, if Kenny was here, it would be no, Becky, no. Just like
Yeah, I think
Cosby.
Kenny's working today, so I don't think he'll be on.
Well,
He'll
he'll have to
probably
watch and then
once in
comment
a
later.
while. Yeah. Oh, he definitely does watch all the episodes. He
And
does.
then I'll just see all these comments pop up. No, why, Becky? Why you got to do that? Listen, nothing against Quincy Jones. Listen, one of my favorite singers ever, Phil Collins, love him so much. He showed up on the Epstein flight logs, and I'm still hurt to this day. Like he did it to me. Like he
Phil,
kidnapped me and brought me on that. Like I'm still upset about it.
Phil,
So, yeah, Phil.
we gotta talk about that list sometime.
Okay, so my kid yesterday was watching the what is it, Les Wexner documentary, the Victoria's Secret documentary on
Oh,
Netflix,
okay, yeah.
but it is like mostly linked to Jeffrey Epstein. She goes when it first starts, she's looking at the credits on it, and she goes, "Mom, why is Jeffrey Epstein listed on here?" And I'm like, "Is he really like in the uh, credits or whatever? Like there's pictures, like how it would
Yeah.
on IMDb." And it doesn't come up like businessman, actor himself, whatever. It says convicted sex offender as his title. And yeah, anyway, it's
Wow.
all this whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing with her because I was busy, but everything that I watched was just the link between Victoria's Secret and Jeffrey Epstein. So it got me all fired up again about him. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
we'll
have to
do
check
some
that out
serious research.
because
It's good.
uh, I need. I don't. I don't want to hype people up that have done bad things. And the sad part is we're just in this state of not knowing because nobody is investigating all of this
For
stuff.
sure. For a long time, even like prior to any of this stuff coming out, I was conspiracy minded. And so my like for movies and celebrities and things like that has trailed off. This last little while, I would say probably the last year or so, probably since I got sick, I just don't have the energy to hate everybody, you know? So to me, it's like, I know what Disney's up to. I still love Disney. I know what Phil Collins was up to. I still love Phil Collins. So I'm just, like, it sucks. It's gross. We don't
And
want to
he's a
think
very
about it.
sick man now.
I know he is. It's so sad.
I
Um,
mean, he looks like a Cabbage Patch doll. I mean, how could
I
you
he
not like
always
Phil Collins?
he always did. And I watch Emily in Paris, which is his daughter, Lily Collins, and I went to a
Oh,
Genesis
I didn't know
concert
that was his
the other
daughter.
day. Oh, really? Yeah, looks nothing
I
like
did not
him.
know that.
Yeah, see, this is what we're here for.
Oh, wow. See?
Yeah, I went to a Genesis concert 2 weeks ago with my dad, like a tribute concert. I was thinking it was Phil Collins Genesis. This is what I thought I was signing up for. it was not. It was Peter Gabriel Genesis from the early 70s. It was the weirdest show
Yeah.
I've ever been to. Like, I'm sitting
Yeah,
there and
he
I was
can't
like
he
looking at
can't
my dad.
perform anymore from what I understand.
No,
He can't
no,
do it.
you can't. No, because his hands don't work. That's one of those shows
That's
I
too
wish I
bad.
had gone. Yeah, I don't
That
think he's
drum
gonna watch.
solo in the air tonight is the
Oh,
best drum solo ever.
ever.
And
I
it's
know.
not like it's long or anything like
No,
that. It just sounds perfect.
but also his voice is so awesome. It's so different. Like he wasn't like a big burly man. He sounds like a British dude, and
Yeah,
I'm into that. I'm totally into that. So
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, back to Quincy and the Epstein and whatever else. It's like there's a lot of celebrities that you really like or really care for, if that's possible, that do things that disappoint you, and it sucks. But I mean, what do we do?
yeah,
What do we
yeah.
do? I'm not going
That's
to stop
the thing.
listening to Phil Collins. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's like they all have their demons, right?
Mm-hmm. They do.
And you got to think some of them that have done some bad things could possibly be victims that we don't know.
Like I said on another show that we did, I had a post come up in the conspiracy circles, and it was from a celebrity, but he was staying anonymous, or she, who, or whomever, and it said most of us have done these things that everyone's being accused of, but it's not because we wanted to. It's because we were tricked into it, or we were drugged, and they had
Yeah,
blackmail on us. Basically, I think that's what happens. People get taken to these parties as
yeah,
new upcoming people, because you hear about a lot of celebrities saying, these parties when I was a teenager, these parties when I first started, things like that. And I think they drug them, and they wake up doing heinous stuff, and they have pictures of them doing heinous stuff. So whatever
yeah.
that looks like, if that's sex stuff, if that's sacrifice stuff, if that's cannibalist stuff, I don't know. Um, but they wake up because I don't know. Hollywood's sick, man.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Mikey's in the house. Get that nice
yeah,
little
Quincy
tidbit
Jones
that he
in a
just dropped.
panic after Diddy was arrested. Is that serious, or are you making a joke? Because like I feel like everyone's in a panic right
Well,
now.
I mean, when you think about the people that are tied to Diddy, there are a lot of crossovers there.
Oh yeah, and it's
It's
interesting to me, and again, I know we don't talk politics, but a lot of these celebrities as of late, like just this last week, coming out supporting one of the candidates. I think you could probably guess who. And I've heard it's because they have so much on them with Diddy that they're like, you better endorse this person, this female person,
so
or
he was
else
Roth,
we're
500
gonna
million.
expose you. He was Roth. What does that mean?
Roth, yeah,
Oh,
worth.
worth. Oh, crazy.
Mike, you got to come on sometime, at least
Yeah,
as a
Mike, I
guest.
miss you. We
You
miss you,
know,
man.
I mean, yeah, we do. We miss you a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's hard. See, now with all this stuff going on with Abercrombie and
Hmm.
Diddy, now it's like we're skeptical of everybody. And one thing that turns like sad, we losing Quincy Jones turns into something, with speculations and stuff like that. And we
Right.
can't help it. It's just like the whole steroid thing in sports, right?
Yeah.
Now we don't believe anybody.
Hmm. It's so interesting though. Like speaking of the steroids, because I told you we were watching, or maybe I was telling Ira, we were watching the Vince McMahon
Whoa,
documentary,
Mike.
convicted of cocaine crimes. Everyone does cocaine, Mike. Not me, but like everyone else.
Yeah, see,
Um,
I didn't know that either.
I mean, the 80s, I feel like definitely everyone was doing cocaine. But anyway, we're watching that Vince McMahon documentary, and they're talking about all these people doing steroids and stuff like that, and then Vince going to trial for it. And then I said to my husband, like, who cares? Like, if it's just kept in between that league and the owner of the league allows it, like, what is the big deal? If that's the
Yeah,
standard with they hold themselves,
I
like, what does it
know.
matter?
And we have this argument on the sports show I
Hmm.
do all the time
Hmm.
because of the steroids thing. And Eric is that he doesn't care, but
Hmm.
I'm that old school. I believe in those stats and stuff like that, and it
In
really taints it all.
Listen, in actual sports, yes. In WWE
Yeah, that doesn't
wrestling,
matter at all. I
where
don't
they
care.
just need to look real beefed up. I mean, you
Yeah,
need to be strong to fake some
right.
of those moves, right? To lift someone up and put them down firm enough where it looks
Absolutely.
real, but you're not hurting them. You need to be super
It,
strong
it
and beefed
doesn't
up.
matter when it comes to steroids and wrestling. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, in fake wrestling, that's right. In actual sports, no, I don't think. I think it should
Yeah,
be off merit alone and hard work. But I mean, wrestling, who cares?
yeah.
These guys are all
So
beefed up anyway, dying at 60 from heart attacks. Like, anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, happy November. let, let me take you into some November stuff. I was just looking up events. I had such a hard time finding topics for today because nothing just resonated with me. But then I just found like a couple of random November facts,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I thought they were okay.
It gets
So
everybody started for the month, right?
that's right, exactly. What day is it today? The 4th. Oh, I can't believe tomorrow is the 5th. I am so stressed out. But anyway, I don't know. I'm a Canadian.
You're
It doesn't
stressed
even
out
matter. I
by
know.
being everybody in this country right now.
Did you vote? Did you vote or will you?
That's tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Everyone always talks about pre-voting, and I'm a dead
Yeah,
person.
I'm
Can I still
voting.
vote? You know. Okay, good. I'm proud of you. Okay, November comes from the Latin word novem, which means nine, because originally this was the ninth month of the early Roman calendar.
Oh, okay. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, because I remember someone said to me, I hate that October is not the eighth month, or December is the 10th month, because like decade, like
Right.
octagon. Like that makes sense now that it would have been 8, 9, and 10. So yeah, that's what it comes from. A couple of random days
Makes sense.
here. November 4th, I feel like you'd appreciate this. November 4th, which is today, is Will Rogers Day.
There we go. Will Rogers.
I felt like you would like that.
I do.
Yes. Will Rogers Day. Yesterday at 2 a.m. was daylight savings. Do you guys have that down there? It is. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I hate it.
I know. Well, it's so bright today. My kid was like, "Why is it bright out when I'm walking to school?" I'm like, and I forgot we had a time change.
Yeah, and
But
it's dark at like 4:30 now.
mhm,
Hate it.
that's right.
Hate it.
When I worked a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4 job or whatever, you go to work and it's dark, and you come home and it's dark, and it is so depressing. And we're quite north, like we're up there pretty high, so we're dark earlier. But in the
Yeah.
winter time or in the summertime, it's bright out till 11 o'clock at night. So
Yeah, you get a lot more, you know, extremes for
mhm,
the daylight or the
of
nighttime.
course, and the more north you go, like in the winter, they don't even get light, and in the summer, they don't get dark. So wild.
Yeah. I don't know if I could deal with that.
No, I know. Your circadian
I don't
rhythm
know.
would be so messed up. Yeah. Okay, what else have we got here in November? Obviously, November 5th is Election Day in the US. November 11th is Veterans Day for you, Remembrance Day for us. It's the same holiday. Why we have to call it different names, I do not know. November 19th, Discovery of Puerto Rico Day. Okay. Yep.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't give me any
That's
more
good.
information on that other than Discovery of Puerto Rico Day. November
There was a
28th,
story that recently hit the news about Puerto Rico, but that's a whole nother thing.
right? It says that November 28th is Thanksgiving Day in the States. Obviously, in Canada, we've already had our Thanksgiving. That was
Yes.
on October 13th. Again,
Yeah.
why are they different? I don't know. It's weird. And then, of course, your Black Friday on November 29th. Only the last few years we've started to have Black Friday as well, which makes total sense, like being able to buy before Christmas at a discount instead of after. But growing up, I
Yeah,
do
they
not
say it's
remember.
a discount. It doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily.
exactly. Exactly.
I don't buy that for a minute. I think they
No.
jack up prices before the holidays,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then when the holiday comes, it goes back down to regular price, and
Yeah, exactly.
I think they disguise it pretty well.
Yeah, pretty much. But it works, right? People just
It
need to be
does work.
tricked.
People fall for it. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, if a product's $100 and you jack the price to $100 and then take off $20, people are like, "Oh my god, a deal!"
Yeah,
So it's very clever.
yeah, it is.
A couple of fun dates in November. November 1st was National Cook for Your Pets Day. That's weird
Oh,
and kind of
okay.
fun. I feel like I cook for my pets every day as I cut up their wet loaf meal and put it in their bowl. November 6th is Zero Tasking Day. So I could see that because the day after the election, you're likely to be super depressed and have no desire to do anything.
Yeah,
So
well,
Zero
I don't
Tasking
know
Day.
how safe it'll be to go out there on that day
Seriously.
because I think with all
Literally.
the extreme politics, it doesn't matter who gets in. The other side is going to be so angry that
Hmm.
it could get out of hand and out of
Listen,
control.
you have one that gets in, and the people that hate them are all gun owners. Okay,
Yeah,
you have another side that gets in. The people that hate them are all rioters. So, like, yeah,
yeah.
stay in your house, board up
Look.
those
I
windows.
don't think there's any winning this year because I think this country is so unstable right now with the people
Hmm.
itself.
Hmm.
It it could lose control,
Totally,
and I actually am fearful for the cities. I think
totally. Rural will be
that
okay.
could get pretty bad.
Oh yeah, we're looking at you, Seattle and Portland. You seem to be at the center of these things.
A lot of
Seattle
things.
and Portland.
Chakra,
Chakra.
get your people
Hello.
in order. Let's go.
Yeah, right. All right, November 16th, National Button Day. I don't know what that
Button
means or
day.
why, but go over to our Patreon, grab yourself a button, wear it on November 16th if you get it in time. November's full moon, this is interesting, is traditionally called the beaver moon.
The beaver
Why?
moon.
Yeah, why is it called that? So, in colonial days, this was the month to set up your beaver traps before the swamps froze and the beavers retired to their lodges to
Oh.
ensure a supply of warm furs over the winter.
So it's
Obviously,
not a
this was,
good thing for beavers.
well, no, certainly not. They're not being like commemorated on this day. I would
No.
say that this must be an American thing because by November it's already pretty darn cold and probably frozen. The swamps would be frozen by now. So,
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know. I always knew like along the river on the Canadian um United States. I can't even think of the river right now. In
St.
the east
Lawrence?
side. Yeah, okay. I've always known that they were like French fur trappers. So they were,
Like the 1700s. Yeah.
yeah, like way
Yes.
back.
Yes.
I'm talking. I'm not talking like yesterday.
Okay. Like who's trapping and
You
wearing these
know,
days?
so I've
Okay.
always known the fur trappers to
Yes.
be French Canadian.
Yes. That's right.
So, but I would say that it probably is just in that area, you know.
I
So
mean,
I would think that it's both sides
historically,
of the river.
yes. I think because, I mean, Canada is so huge. I don't even know that the rest of Canada was even discovered by then. I think it was mostly just like Aboriginal.
Yeah, it was
Um,
probably in that area,
yeah. Yes.
highly concentrated area of beavers along that river.
I would say so. I mean, we have lots of beavers here where I am also, but we're close to the mountains and we
I'm
have lots
still
of
stunned that
forests.
Mike
So
hasn't made a comment about beavers.
he must be off having a cigar or something.
Probably.
Probably. Okay, some November weather folklore. This is interesting. If there's ice in November, that will bear what? If there's ice in November that will bear a duck, there will be nothing but sludge and muck. Okay, that's a rhyme. I didn't realize that when I was reading that.
Well, that's pretty neat. I wouldn't want to have to say that fast a few
Yeah, right.
times.
November take flail, let ships no more sail. If trees show bud in November, the winter will last until May.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
not good.
If trees show buds in November, the winter will last until May. That's crazy. Because I guess it's getting a late start on things. There's no better month of the year to cut wood in than November. I don't know why. I know that yesterday I cleaned up a bunch of dog poo, and my husband said the same thing. This is the best time to clean up dog poo because it's not frozen and it's not mucky. So maybe that's the same concept.
Okay.
Ice in November brings mud in December. This is interesting. I wonder if that's actually true. And then this one was interesting too. A heavy November snow will last until April. So,
Ooh.
yeah,
So
that's
if it
supposed to be.
snows this month, then we're all in trouble, people.
Well, I know that Canada is supposed to be set for a very traditional Canadian winter because last year was super
Yeah.
warm. So I'm going to guess that when we get a heavy snow, which I heard it was supposed to be this week, and yet it's supposed to be 12 degrees this week, which is 54 degrees. So I don't know. But anyway,
Hmm.
fine. The last two notes for November. The birthstone for November is a topaz. It's like a yellowy, orangey stone. My
Okay.
dog growing up, we named her Topaz because we got her in November. And the birth flower is a chrysanthemum. It's a bright pink flower. I'm actually shocked because I would assume that it'd be dead by November, but what do I know? Anyway, that's it. Fun facts for November. Nothing really
That was
that
pretty neat.
exciting. Yeah, it's different.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah,
We should
different.
do that more often with all the months, I guess.
With all, yeah, why not? I'll do it in December for sure.
I mean, that was pretty nice. I like that because
It was
yeah,
pretty
you
nice
get a perspective on the season, you know.
for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely do it in December. Okay, stage storming. What do you got?
Oh, this is just actually appalling, to be honest with you. I mean,
Oh
we've
no.
had we've had some interesting stories in music,
Hmm.
and I'm sure this
Hmm.
isn't the first time it's happened, right?
Hmm.
When you look at things, Morrissey was in concert in Texas
Okay.
at the, if I can find my notes, at the Fair Park Music Hall in Dallas, Texas. So he's 65 years old, and he returned to perform an encore song, first of the gang to die. And a fan went onto the stage to give him a hug,
Actually.
and he actually accepted it and hugged her
Oh,
back.
that was nice.
Right,
Who is this? Morrissey?
Morrissey,
I have no idea
a
who that is.
legend in the music industry. Right.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm looking.
Um, I mean, he's popular. I'm not gonna say he's not, but I don't know, quite
Is he
legendary.
British? He looks British.
Yes. So he
Interesting.
returned the hug, and she was ordered to go back off the stage, right? And so fans took that as, oh, it's okay to go hug him.
Let's all go hug him.
And another one went up, and then another went up, and one came on. It was some dude, and let me tell you, this was not a hug. It looked like he was linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs or something. I don't know.
Jeez.
It was pretty brutal, and I just happened, Becky, to have the video of it. Would you like to see it?
I would love to see the video.
All right, watch this guy. So there you have it. I mean, he went up and tackled him.
That
He
is
went up and
bizarre.
tackled him.
That
I
is
mean, when
bizarre.
is this okay, people?
No, it's not.
And then you have the crowd booing because he had to leave the stage, and the concert ended there.
Wow.
I mean, what is wrong with people these days? Really, seriously, that is not
Um,
okay. It's
I
not
think
okay.
I think everyone has some unchecked mental health issues, probably because we were locked in our houses for 2 years and had to wear masks and we didn't get
Right?
oxygen. That's what I think is wrong with everyone.
Things are really different.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's like before COVID, and you mentioned this, there was a fear factor of some things, right?
Yeah.
It keeps you in check of just being,
Snakes mostly is the
completely
only thing I was
outrageous,
scared of
right?
before. Yeah.
I mean, how is this okay? This kid just gets up on the stage and runs after him and tackles.
I think we have like a very emboldened society where like you're tough as online. Like you talk all the things.
Yeah,
So then for some people, yeah, like when you're in person, it doesn't cross over, right? But for
yeah.
others, I think that sense of superiority
There's no
and
line.
boldness extends to the real world. What you think is in your head actually manifests out, which, I mean, for the most of us, your conscience tells us, no, like, don't do that.
Because,
No,
like, okay, you're at a concert, so you're probably a fan of the person.
for sure. Yeah, you paid money to
What
be there.
makes this kid do something like that? It's like it's like an opportunist,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
oh, I'm gonna go tackle this guy. You're a
Yeah, pretty
fan.
much.
What? In my mind, when I'm a fan of something, I just want to go talk to him, shake their hand, ask him a couple
Mhm.
of questions.
Right.
What makes
I
you
know.
tackle somebody that you're going there to enjoy, listening to the music? It makes no sense to me. And I mean, I hope he gets assault charges, to be honest with you.
I'm sure he probably will. Trespassing, maybe.
I mean,
I don't know.
it's so stupid. It's stupid. And the guy is 65 years old.
Yeah, really.
He's
Oh boy.
elderly, right? He's
Where
elderly.
he can literally order off the seniors menu at every country
Yes.
buffet.
I mean, you're going to tackle an old, like, would you let somebody do that to your
No,
grandfather?
no, certainly not. Where was this? Was this in the States
In
or was this in
Texas,
England? Oh, in Texas.
in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. I mean, Texas is the Wild West, so
I was just appalled at that, and I felt bad for him, because I was like, and I stumbled on it by accident. And it said
mhm.
legendary, music artist, rock artist, or whatever, you know, gets stormed on stage. And I was like, oh, what is this going to be? Who is it? Right. And I'm thinking legendary rock artist, right? I'm
Yeah,
thinking, Paul
Paul
McCartney or something
McCartney,
like that.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, um, right country, wrong artist. But
Right.
I mean, it's not okay. This is
No,
not okay.
no.
And, it's just, this to me shows the rest of the world that United States is what they're saying about us.
Well, I mean,
Right?
the States has had this reputation for many years. This isn't
Yeah.
recent. However,
No.
with social media and international news and stuff being
Yeah.
what it is, yeah, you're literally on display all the
Starts
time
from
for
the
people to
top of the
hate that.
chain.
Yeah,
Starts from the top of the chain. So we give off those vibes as our leaders.
yeah,
And
exactly.
this is what we are. And
Hmm.
it makes me sick,
Hmm. I know
you know?
it's terrible. Well, I hope he's okay. I hope that guy gets charged. I hope
Oh,
they
I
jailed
hope so.
him. So terrible. Okay, fun facts election
Speaking of
edition.
our leaders,
Yeah, that's right. In light of what's happening in the States right now, I thought it'd be fun to talk election day trivia from the past, not current, but past. No one can feel ostracized because of this, right? Or polarized. Okay, so why is it a Tuesday in November? In 1792, so we're going way back, the law officially designated this as the election day each year because it guaranteed no more than 34 days could pass between the first Wednesday in December, which was when the Electoral College met to vote on the president and the vice president. An early November date was also considered a wise idea because it enabled more voters to go to the polls. Back then, most Americans were farmers, so the state ensured that they weren't trying to find
oh,
time to vote during the busy harvest season. But the date
right.
wasn't so late in the year that voters needed to battle winter storms while they walked, rode horses, or drove buggies to the poll. So interesting. Well, off
That
that
makes
logic, you
sense.
should have done it in October or September.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
In
there's pumpkins in October, and.
Yeah, exactly. In both Maine and Vermont, felons are allowed to vote and have been allowed since the states was founded in 1820 and 1872. Since those
Mm,
states, sorry, respectively. Isn't that
that's
interesting?
interesting.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they are still people.
Yeah.
They do still have
Some of them. Some of them.
I mean, they are still citizens, so I mean, I guess I understand, but it's like if they're just picking the guy that has like more lax jail laws or drug laws or whatever, then
Yeah.
it's kind of biased, but I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm not. I don't. It's a fine line because you can accept some crimes and you can't
Mhm.
accept others. And with
Right.
drugs, there's a blurry line with drugs.
For sure, but like when these guys go to jail for 10 years because they had a few grams of weed on them, like
Yeah, that is. They should let all those people go. To be honest with you, anybody that caught was caught for possession, they should not be in jail right now for
literally.
for marijuana.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous. But yeah, where do you draw the line? Like, what is the
Right.
cutoff? Is it like all cocaine? Is it 10 ounces of can? Like, I don't know.
Right.
It's a gray area for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, if you're killing people,
Right. If you're a serial
or
killer, serial
raping or something
rapist,
like that, I don't think you should
hurt
get
children.
any rights.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's fair. Well, I guess in Vermont and Maine, they disagree with that.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. Theodore Roosevelt was the youngest person ever to become president in the states. He take a guess how old he was.
36.
Oh no, that's too young. He was 42.
I was only off by 6
Yeah,
years.
yeah, you weren't bad. And then JFK was the next at 43 years old. I actually thought
Mm.
Obama, but I looked it up and he was 48. It says that Donald Trump was the oldest to be elected at 70 years old, while Ronald Reagan was the oldest to hold office. He was
Wait a minute.
77
How
when the
old is Joe
presidency.
Biden?
Well, this I wonder if this is old. No, it says this was updated soon. I don't know. I think Joe Biden just looks older than he is. I don't know. We need to look it up. Yeah, Ronald Reagan was 77 when his presidency came to close. So,
Yeah,
I
he
mean, if
wasn't all
Trump
there.
gets in, then I would imagine that he is because Trump got in 8 years ago. So he's must be 78 by now. So, old
I
man.
think it's too old.
I mean, it is too old.
Mm.
If you're still functioning, though, I mean, like if you're Quincy Jones and you're 85 and you're still doing music stuff, like I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just don't.
For all those people who hate on everyone for
Because when I
everything,
look
your
at
race,
Joe Biden and Ronald Reagan, um, they obviously lost some efficiency, I will
yeah,
say.
yes,
In the end, the last year or two of their office.
hmm
And I don't know. I don't want to be in a position where a guy kind of loses it
hmm
and isn't really aware. Now, in the case of certain people, you have like Ronald Reagan had Nancy Reagan,
hmm
very capable of
hmm
getting through it and helping with whatever the decisions are made,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Have
yeah,
faith in that. But say Donald
hmm
lost his capacity to do anything like
hmm
that, right? Is Melania going to be able to actually put some input in?
Well,
I don't
she's
know.
young. I
She
think
is
she's actually
young.
smarter than people give her credit
I'm
for.
sure she is. I'm sure
Yeah.
she is. So, but these are the things that I think of when somebody is too old to go in, and I think they should start limiting the age. You know,
Yeah, like let's say 60, 65.
I would think I would definitely under 70. That's for sure.
Because what's the retiring age in the States? 65,
Yes.
roughly? Yeah. So, like, why not cap it at that? Like, if you're
Yeah.
64 and you could potentially be president for 8 years, I don't know. I would say even cap it further. But yeah, and I just looked it up. It says Joe Biden's 82 years old. So, like, sir, go get your diapers changed. Go to a home. Go play
Yeah.
shuffleboard.
And
You don't have any business out here.
whether you like them or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking about the capacity,
literally.
because to be honest with you, I don't think the president decides anything. To be honest,
No, they're
I
just
don't
the
think they
face.
decide anything. I think it's
No, they're
all
the
these
face.
advisors that are telling them what to do.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Uh, oh well.
I think if we want to get complain about who's messed up the country, look at Congress. That's where
Yeah,
you.
really.
That's where it is.
Well, this is like my struggle is like, yeah, a lot of people hate on Trump because he says mean things or whatever, but it's like, I don't know, like, was it just him? Was he the problem, or was like there are a lot of problems there? And
There's
like
a
these
lot of
last
problems.
4 years, like everyone's happy with what happened these last 4 years, or does everyone also think that that was a problem? So it's like, it really doesn't matter like who you have as president. That's just an acting person, that's just a
Yeah.
face to the party. The problems still exist. So what do I know?
Yeah.
I'm a
So.
Canadian. I'm just a Canadian. I don't know anything. Okay. In the early days of voting, you
Oops.
would have to raise your hand. The votes weren't cast by secret ballots, but you would just
Really?
raise your hand. Yeah.
It
By the
was
mid 18,
really
yeah,
that. This is it. This is what
yeah.
it
And
is.
you're just like 1, 2, 3. Oh crap! I lost count. Go again. Yeah. By the mid 1800s, some states were starting to use paper ballots, but voters or party leaders were responsible for bringing the ballots to the polls themselves. Okay, that
So
seems safe.
so this makes me interested in
Mhm.
you know when you're on a date and you get the reach around.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what happens if somebody reached around and raised their hand?
Yeah, literally. Or like had a fake hand, like over here. I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
kind of
But I
raised
think
two.
what's even more concerning was the fact that the ones that were using paper ballots, they would have the voters themselves or the party leaders bringing the ballots to the polls. So if you've got your party leader and he's bringing the votes and he's like, oh, this my competition's here, you just throw that ballot out. It doesn't make
That's
sense.
interesting.
Yeah, and it wasn't
You
until
imagine
Massachusetts.
our forefathers, oh my God, leaving it up to, say, George, who never tells a lie, right? What
Hmm.
happens if he was lying out his butt and he didn't
Exactly.
win the election?
No, I'm sure that's probably pretty accurate. It
Oh,
wasn't
man.
until Massachusetts brought in the law requiring ballots to be secret in 1888, and then it took 3 years for all the states to be on board, with Kentucky being the last one to adopt this law. So very interesting. It
That's
does say,
interesting that it
speaking
was
of George,
Kentucky.
yeah, right. Speaking of George Washington, his entire campaign budget for his 1758 election to the House of the Burgesses was spent on liquor, 50 British pounds at the time, to purchase 160 gallons of alcohol that was given to 390 voters. This tradition was in England, one that Washington borrowed and employed in Virginia.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Wow.
The 19th Amendment was adopted in 1920, giving women the right to vote. And since 1964, more women voters have actually gone to the polls than male. No surprise.
Not a surprise either.
No, we need to complain.
And
We better.
that is what could separate this election that's
Yes,
coming up.
absolutely. Well, it says that 60% on average turnout for presidential elections, while only 40% come to the polls during the midterm elections. For local elections, turnout is even lower, with an average of only 26% of voters turning out. And some
Jesus.
mayors have even been elected with fewer than 10% eligible voters. See, I don't think that's right. Like, if you're not going to vote, don't vote, whatever. But, like, don't complain about it. You cannot complain about who
No,
is in
you
office
can't
if you
complain
did not vote.
unless you voted.
Yeah,
If you vote, then you can complain.
for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, that's it for fun facts. Oh my gosh, we are so
That's
behind
pretty
today.
cool. That was awesome.
Yeah,
That was
interesting.
awesome.
I love history, so anything
I
like
do
that, I
too.
love it. I
I
love
used
it.
to hate it when I was in school. I hated history.
Did
I
you
was
guys
like,
do you
why
guys
do
call it
we always have
history?
to do this? This is stupid.
Is that what the subject is called? Is just history?
Yeah, so American history,
Yeah,
world history,
we
just
don't call
different
it that.
classes.
We call it social studies.
Oh yeah, it was called social studies too, and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
We don't have history. Like if you do social, and
yeah,
that's it, and that includes history, geography,
yeah.
politics. things like that. It's pretty.
Yeah, there's
common
some
to follow it.
separate classes that, is American history and stuff like that.
Yeah, but where is your Canadian history, America? You don't know it.
Hey, I learned a lot about,
Beaver pelts, yes,
Canada.
in the St. Lawrence
Beaver
River.
pelts, how to skin the beavers and
That's right.
everything. So,
Perfect. You're ready for Canadian winter. Okay, at the box office.
All
I
right.
like these
So,
ones.
and I put movies instead of box office. That makes sense. But
That's okay.
but yeah, so it was the weekend. Venom was number one again, second week in a
Oh,
row.
Venom. It came out. I mean, what?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
made $90
anything.
million so far, so
Ooh,
it's doing okay.
Is it Tom Hardy?
You know what? I was supposed to go see it, and I didn't. And I believe it is Tom Hardy.
Hmm.
I
I
don't
would go
even
see
know.
it for
I
Tom
didn't even
Hardy.
look into it.
I haven't seen any of the Venoms, but I was thinking I should soon.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I'm gonna wait for that one to come out on my streaming services.
Okay.
So, and it doesn't matter which one because I'll have it.
Right.
Number 2 was Wild Robot. So 6 weeks in, Wild Robot is still doing pretty well. It's got 121.5 million so
Wild
far.
Robot. I've never even heard of this.
Yes. It's a robot in the wild.
As the name suggests. Okay.
As it suggests, yes. I heard good things about it, so it might be pretty good. Number 3 was Smile 2 in its third week. It has grossed 52.7 million domestically.
Yeah, I don't like that.
The brand new movie with Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. Remember the two from Forrest Gump?
Right. That's what it's called? The brand new movie?
No. Just
Oh.
the new movie with them in it.
Oh, okay.
They reunited,
right.
after
Jenny,
the Forrest Gump movie from
after she
back
gave
in
him
the day.
AIDS, yeah. Speaks a lot to his
Well,
character.
I
You can
mean,
forgive her for that.
but this movie here debuted at number 5. It only made $5 million.
Yeah,
I
because
think
Tom
they're a
Hanks
little
sucks.
behind, right?
What's it called?
And then that spawned me to think, gee, that's going to bomb. Well, what are the biggest bombing movies of all time?
Gigli.
I got the list.
Glitter.
And if you bring it out to inflation, so this is what they would do today. So any movie that bombed back in the day, if it was big, it would be in this list. So number 10, Battleship from 2012.
Oh, really?
If you do the inflation, the budget would have been $220 million.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It lost $199 million. If it was today.
Wow. Crazy.
So it didn't lose 199, but with inflation, that's what it would have been right now.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that was number 10.
Oh, jeez.
9 is Joker 2 Folie à Deux.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you're happy about that.
I don't have to tell you how bad it was.
No, you don't.
It lost $200 million. 200 million. What a joke of a movie. Number 8, Strange World from 2022. Disney lost $205 million.
Wow.
Yeah, they lost bad on that one. Number 7, from 2003 by DreamWorks, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas animated movie lost $207 million. If it was released this year.
Speaking of Sinbad, not the same Sinbad, but remember we were talking early. What, sorry?
The comedian?
Yes. Remember how like early on in our show we were talking about Mandela effects? Like
yes.
And Sinbad's movie Kazam or Shazam, one of the two. Shazam, I think. They say it never existed and that it was actually just Shaq and blah, blah, blah. And he, like, Sinbad's come out saying he hasn't ever done it and it's not on IMDb, whatever. Well, someone posted a video of it on Facebook yesterday saying it is not a Mandela effect. This thing is real.
I knew it happened.
I it happened.
I knew it happened because I saw the movie. It was
Yes.
brutally bad.
Yeah, but I was a kid, so to me, whatever. I liked it.
Right.
But
I just remember it stinking bad.
for sure. Anyway.
All right.
fun
So glad you said that because now I know. All right.
Mhm.
It's working. The
Yeah.
gears are moving.
They
That
are
little
moving.
hamster's running around.
Yes.
All right, number 6 is Cutthroat Island. I vaguely
Cutthroat
remember
Island.
it. Gina Davis and Matthew Modine, they
Interesting.
were pirates or something. It was bad. It was a bad movie.
Interesting.
From 1995. If it was released this year, it would have lost $210 million.
Brutal.
That's brutal.
That's a lot of money.
That movie, by the way, when it opened at number 11.
That's
So it
bad.
wasn't even in the top 10 when it opened.
Mhm.
That is just awful. Number 5, Mortal Engines from 2018. I never even heard of
Mortal
this.
Engines. Interesting.
This was supposed to be a big blockbuster, big budget
Interesting. I'm looking
movie.
it up.
I never even heard of it. So it would have lost $212 million. It was some steampunk kind of movie.
Yeah, right? No,
Never heard
and
of
what
it.
was this? 2018?
2018. So it's only 6 years ago.
Weird. Yeah. I don't
I mean, you
recognize
might think
anyone in it or anything.
it was not good. Didn't
Not
do well.
obviously not.
Nope.
Interesting.
Number 4, The 13th Warrior, 1999. I remember this movie
Was
too.
that Matt Damon?
No, Antonio Banderas.
Oh, okay.
13th Warrior. It would have lost $236 million if it was made today. $236 million. It did so bad that the actor Omar Sharif retired because of how bad this movie was.
Wow.
Retired.
Terrible. Poor guy.
Number 3, this does not surprise me none at all. The Marvels from 2023 lost $237 million.
The Marvels? That was a movie?
The Marvels. That was the sequel to Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. Which is a girl, right?
Yeah, which is a girl.
Okay.
Lost $237 million with the cast of women.
Mm-hmm. As
Did
it
not
does
go
when they
over well.
redo that.
You know, they should have learned. They should have learned from Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
When they had all the
That's
women.
right.
Great cast, right? Doesn't matter if it's a great cast.
Yeah.
If nobody accepts it, nobody's gonna watch it.
Yeah, really.
So, number 2, Johnny Depp is in the house, right? The Lone Ranger from 2013 would have lost $249 million.
Because it had that cannibal in it. What's his name? Army Hammer?
Yeah. And let me tell you, that movie stunk. It was
I've
terrible.
never seen it.
Terrible.
I haven't seen a single one of these. Obviously, for good reason.
I've seen, let me see, Battleship, Joker.
I've seen most of them.
Cutthroat Island, 13th Warrior, and most of the Lone Ranger. I couldn't make it through the whole movie. It was that bad.
Oh, no.
Couldn't make it through it.
Well, I'm excited
Number
to hear
1,
what
I also saw. I saw number 1.
Okay.
And it was okay, but it just felt rushed.
Hmm.
It was okay,
Mhm.
but it did not do well. Number 1 is John Carter, also a Disney movie, 2012. $265 million would have been lost if it was done today. I think it might have lost that much anyway.
Was that Denzel?
No, I can't remember the actor's name, but this movie they said was needed to make $600 million
To break even or what?
It didn't come close.
John Carter, let's see here, is a 2012 American sci-fi adventure based off The Princess of Mars, starring Taylor Kitsch, Lynn Collins, Samantha Martin. I've never even heard of it. What am I thinking of with Denzel? John something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe you're thinking of Book of Eli, maybe?
I mean, that doesn't sound anything alike. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking
Book
of.
of Eli was a great movie.
Was it? Anything Denzel does is good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Man,
One of
that's
my
crazy.
favorite actors. So that was the list. Oh my God, So many of those stunk. 13th Warrior, I remember it being okay. It wasn't,
Mhm.
spectacular, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't expect that one to have been on this list.
Yeah.
I knew John Carter was going to be on the list because
Mhm.
I remember the whole talk about it.
Right.
Um, like I said, it was an okay movie. Just felt a little rushed because I think it
Yeah.
needed to have more of a story behind it, and it didn't. And it
Mm.
didn't capture that. So,
Interesting. Well, I need to
so
watch 10 new movies, I guess, because I
I
haven't
don't
seen
know
a
if you
single
need to
one.
watch all of these. I don't
Uh,
know if they're that good.
I'll watch The Lone Ranger and John
Oh
Carter. How about
God,
that?
really?
I don't
Oh,
know.
that would be to say I'd stay away from that and Joker.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
Good luck with that. So that's
Good
that
luck with
list.
that. So we are at 9 o'clock. Should I do my last list or should I save
Oh,
it for
absolutely,
Thursday?
because it's a
Okay.
good one.
Okay. So, for those of you still joining us here at the end, I am going to do the top 20 Christmas
Because we
movies
have
as
this guy.
voted. That's right. As voted by Entertainment Weekly. So, at number 20, The Santa Claus with Tim Allen, 1994. Such a good movie. I love Tim Allen. Love him so much. Number 19. This one's weird. Gremlins? Is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
Gremlin's a Christmas movie? Yeah, I
I mean,
guess
I guess
so.
if they think Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then Gremlins is also a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I guess,
1984 for that one. Number
Yeah.
18 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I
Oh,
thought that one should have been
great movie.
higher
I
up
don't
the
know how
list.
it's at number
Yeah.
18. I don't know how.
I mean, there are some pretty good ones on this list, but that one's from 1989. 17, Scrooged with Bill Murray, Carol Kane, 1988.
Not as good as Vacation.
No, it's still good though. Number 16, Die Hard, 1988. I still don't know
How
why
is it?
it's a Christmas movie
Yeah, but how is it this far down?
because it's not a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Because
They
it's
they had
set
a
during Christmas,
Christmas party.
I guess, based off that.
Ho ho ho.
Because there's some pretty good ones coming up. 15 is Miracle on 34th Street from
I get that.
1947. That
Yep.
is a classic. Number 14, White Christmas, 1954. Who is that? Bing Crosby. Yeah,
Bing
Danny Kaye,
Crosby, yeah.
Rosemary Clooney. Number 13, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I do not think that is a Christmas movie. I tried to
Come
watch that
on.
a couple weeks ago. Man, that sucked. 93. Number 12, Trading Places from
Oh,
1983.
that
Dan
was a good movie.
Aykroyd and Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy.
Is
Yeah.
it a Christmas movie?
It's made at that time, yeah.
Okay. Number 11, Home Alone,
Oh, wait,
1990. I
11?
know, I know. I'm shocked by that.
11.
I know. Number
Sorry,
10,
Kevin.
Kevin. Oh. Number 10 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's the claymation one from
Oh, so they're
1964.
counting the animated ones.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that changes
That's a great
things
movie.
then. That
Great
changes
movie.
things.
Number 9, The Year Without Santa Claus from 1974. It looks like the
That's my
same.
favorite one. That's my
Oh,
favorite one.
I don't know
There's the
it.
Heat Miser and
The
Snow
Heat
Miser. It's
Miser.
fantastic. I love it.
Okay, I need to watch that. Yeah, that's number 9. Number 8, I am so happy about this. The Muppets Christmas Carol. That is my favorite Christmas movie from 1992,
No.
starring what's his face here, Michael Caine. Hilarious movie.
Michael Caine is in everything.
This is
Anything in
fair.
the 80s, Michael Caine's in it.
That's fair. What is that from? 92. All right,
Yeah.
coming in at number 7, Bad Santa, Billy Bob Thornton from
Oh, that
2003.
was good. I like that.
It's interesting. I don't know if I would have put that on my list. Number 6 is Love Actually from 2003. Not my favorite movie.
What?
I don't know. It's kind of sad.
What? Oh, come on, people.
Number 5, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original
I-
cartoon, 66.
Yeah, not the Jim Carrey crap.
Oh, I watched that last night, not because I put it on, but because my kids put it on. And then they left the room, and I'm still watching it. And I'm like, this is so bad. So bad. Number 4 is Elf from 2003. Great movie.
Get it. I get
You don't
it.
like it?
No, not really, but I get it.
I love it. I like Will
I'm
Ferrell.
just
Oh, you
not a
don't like
Will
Will
Ferrell
Ferrell. That's
fan.
right.
Yeah.
And I am. Number 3, Charlie Brown Christmas from 1965. That's a classic.
Okay.
It's just so wholesome.
Okay.
Number 2 is I don't get this one. A Christmas Story from 1983.
Yeah, I mean, I get why it's there.
Hmm.
It's not. It wouldn't be in my top 10.
Yeah, my dad always talks about this movie, and he's like, the leg lamp, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never
Yeah, the
seen it.
leg lamp. Yeah.
Any idea what number one might be?
Seeing what all of that is, I would think it would be what's the It's a Wonderful Life? Was that
Yes,
Christmas time?
correct.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right. 1946 with Jimmy
yeah.
Stewart. That is a great movie.
It is a
It
great
is
movie.
powerful.
And it deserves to be,
Yes,
at the top or in the top three
absolutely.
at least.
I think it should go Muppets Christmas Carol, Home Alone, It's a Wonderful Life. That's my order.
No. I mean, I can give It's a Wonderful Life. I'll give you that.
For sure.
Then it should be A Year Without a Santa Claus and Die
Okay.
Hard.
And Die Hard. It's okay. I also
Die
think
Hard's a
that
great
Home
movie.
Alone 2 should have been on there because that's
Home
equally,
Alone and Home Alone
and Home
2
Alone
would
2.
be
I think
my
they're
next ones. Yeah.
equally, like, I love Home Alone 1, and then I watch 2, and I'm like, oh, I love Home Alone 2 better. And then I watch 1, and I'm like, no, I love 1 better.
Yeah.
Like, they're both perfect.
When you talk about Christmas memories, I think more people relate to Home Alone than
Hmm.
any other movie right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I get the classics being on there, but not
Hmm.
many people watch those anymore.
Right.
So I think more people just think Christmas movie and they think this little guy right here, you know?
Definitely.
And I get that. And then
Hmm.
there's also, see, I like Lethal Weapon. That was also a Christmas movie.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yes, it
okay.
was.
Okay. Interesting.
The scene where, he's going to buy a Christmas tree and they're drug dealers and stuff like that. That was great. So it was definitely a Christmas
Hmm.
movie because even the opening song was a Christmas song, Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh, so therefore a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Okay, I got it.
So. But that's a great
Awesome.
one.
Yeah,
That was a great
that's a good list.
list.
Yeah.
Um, I don't agree with some of the orders of
Yeah.
things, but
Yeah.
at least it gives you a good list. It's a
Yes.
good list.
Yes. Well,
That was
now that we are past
way
Halloween,
over time.
I have already, well, yeah, that too. But for the next 2 months, I'm going to be having more and more Christmas stuff because I love Christmas. And I've already set up my tree. My whole house is set up. So it's, yeah, we're going to have all kinds of festive stuff the next few months. So prepare for that for me, including
Mm.
tomorrow when I'm on with Ira.
Yes,
Me
yes,
and our
that's
new pal Ira, who I adore. I liked his connection with me. I liked it a lot.
I do, and I can't wait for his second appearance.
Yeah.
Um, Now that he knows what the show is,
Hmm.
and I remember him saying that he didn't think that he would fit the
Oh,
show, and I'm like, that's absurd.
listen. First
He
prerequisite:
definitely
show
does.
up. Number two,
Right, right.
number two,
So
know how to hold a conversation. So
that's all it is.
that's all
It's
we're
like it's
asking
the
for.
rapport that we have with each other
Hmm.
that
Totally.
makes the show. And we all bring different dynamics. We're all from somewhere else,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's what makes the show so good. And everybody's just dying to go on with you. I know
Hmm.
Kenny's like, oh, can I go on with Becky
Well, maybe
again? Can I
not
go on
today
with
after
Becky again?
Quincy. After my Quincy Epstein Island talk, you may never want to go
Yeah,
on
he
it with
might
me
not
again.
like that. And I know every once in a while he doesn't like my Ron's top five. But he said I nailed it on Saturday, so that was
Perfect.
good. But
I
he's
always
been
try
hit.
to tune in when you guys are on, and I'm such a sleeper inner. I have such a hard time
It's
waking up in the morning.
chaos when me and Kenny do it. It's chaos.
I know I like it though.
Yeah.
Well,
So tomorrow, can't
yeah, join
wait.
us tomorrow.
10 a.m. people, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Eastern
Eastern,
Standard
8
Time.
a.m. Mountain. What am I in? Mountain time. That's right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I forgot.
yeah, Mountain.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for a great show, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Bye.